you know, the USS Gerald R. Ford carrier strike group. They're already in the Mediterranean as part of the U.S. response to the attacks on Israel.
We just happen to coincide this scheduled deployment with some worldwide events that are going on right now. And when asked, we will support whatever we're tasked.
The USS Gerald R. Ford is currently operating in the Red Sea, maintaining a constant state of combat readiness as part of Operation Epic Fury. The ship carries approximately 4,600 crew members, sailors, pilots, mechanics, weapons specialists, medical staff, cooks, and support personnel. The carrier never stops. Fighters launch from the flight deck around the clock. Cargo is moved between decks by elevators. The entire ship operates 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, with no downtime. For this machine to keep running, every person on board has a role, a schedule, and a job that has to be done regardless of what time it is. The crew lives in berthing compartments spread across the lower decks of the ship. Each compartment holds between 40 and over 100 sailors, depending on the section. The sleeping arrangements are stacked bunks, 2 high or 3 high racks bolted to the bulkheads and arranged in tight rows. Each rack is roughly 6 feet long and about 2.5 feet wide, with a thin mattress, a pillow, and a curtain that the sailor can pull shut for some privacy. Underneath each rack is a small storage bin, called a coffin locker, where the sailor keeps personal items, uniforms, and gear. The space is minimal. There is barely enough room to roll over, and the person sleeping above is only about 18 inches away. But for a crew that works 12-hour shifts or longer, the rack is enough. When a sailor finishes a shift, he climbs into his rack, pulls the curtain, and sleeps. The compartment is never quiet. There is always someone coming or going, a hatch opening, boots on the deck. But after a few days at sea, most sailors learn to sleep through anything. Adjacent to the berthing compartments are the heads, shared bathrooms with rows of sinks, mirrors, and shower stalls. The showers are small, with just enough room to stand and turn around. Water is rationed. Sailors are expected to keep showers short, usually a few minutes, to conserve the ship's fresh water supply. The sinks line the wall in a row, each with a mirror above it. Dozens of sailors use the same head throughout the day, cycling through between shifts. Feeding 4,600 people 3 to 4 meals a day without interruption is one of the biggest logistical operations on the ship. The Ford operates 2 conglomerate galleys, large centralized kitchens positioned along the ship's center line. The aft galley serves the general crew, chiefs and officers from 3 separate serving lines, all fed from the same kitchen. The forward galley opens when the air wing is embarked and serves pilots and air crew. Both kitchens run around the clock. The culinary specialists, the Navy's cooks, work in shifts to keep the food coming without breaks. At any given hour, someone is cooking. In the early morning hours, the night shift prepares breakfast. Eggs scrambled in bulk on large flat griddles, bacon and sausage on sheet pans in the convection ovens, trays of biscuits, oatmeal in steam kettles, fresh fruit sliced and laid out. By mid-morning, the lunch crew takes over. They grill chicken, roast beef, bake fish, prepare rice and vegetables. In the afternoon, dinner preparations begin. Cooks season racks of ribs and slide them into the ovens, roll out pizza dough and load it with toppings, carve roast meat into portions, and chop vegetables for salads. The food is hearty, calorie-dense, and designed to keep sailors fueled through physically demanding 12-hour shifts. Meals include protein, carbohydrates, fresh vegetables when available, and fruit. The ship's refrigerated storerooms, located directly below the galleys and connected by pallet-capable elevators, hold pallets of frozen meat, fresh produce, dairy, and dry goods. Ethylene filters in the cold rooms keep fruits and vegetables fresh for longer than on older carriers. Meals are served buffet style. The prepared dishes are placed in heated serving trays covered by stainless steel domes to keep the food warm and fresh. Sailors walk through the serving line, grab a tray, and help themselves to whatever they want, as much as they want. There is always a main course, a side, bread, salad, drinks, and dessert available. The line moves constantly. Crew members eat in shifts based on their watch schedule. The ship runs on a rotation, typically 3 shifts. When one group is working, another is eating, and another is sleeping. Each sailor gets roughly 20 to 30 minutes to eat before the next group needs the seats. Nobody lingers. You get in, eat, and get out so the next shift can sit down. The cycle repeats 4 times a day: breakfast, lunch, dinner, and a midnight meal for the overnight watch. On holidays and special occasions, the galley crew goes beyond the standard menu. They grill burgers on the mess deck, bake fresh rolls and buns, prepare dessert pastries with cream and fruit fillings, and decorate the serving area. Thanksgiving and Christmas meals are a tradition on every carrier: turkey, stuffing, pie, and all the sides. It is one of the few moments when the entire crew gets something that feels like home. While the crew eats and sleeps in shifts below, the flight deck above never stops. The Ford's electromagnetic aircraft launch system replaces the old steam catapults with an electromagnetic system that launches fighters off the bow faster and with less wear on the airframes. The advanced arresting gear catches returning aircraft with precision. On a typical combat day, the flight deck operates in cycles. A cycle begins with aircraft being moved from their parking spots to the catapults. Yellow-shirted aircraft directors guide each fighter into position using hand signals. Green shirts connect the launch bar to the catapult shuttle. Red shirts arm the weapons. The catapult fires and the fighter shoots off the bow. Within seconds, the next aircraft is rolling into place. A cycle can launch dozens of aircraft in under an hour. Below the flight deck, the hangar bay is a second level of constant activity. Aircraft that need maintenance are brought down on the deck edge elevators. Mechanics work on engines, avionics, and hydraulics under fluorescent lights. Weapons are assembled and staged for the next load cycle. Spare parts are moved on carts. The noise is constant. Air tools, generators, forklifts, the hum of ventilation systems pushing air through the massive enclosed space. The ship produces over 400,000 gallons of fresh water daily from desalination systems, supplying showers, laundry, kitchens, and drinking water for the entire crew. Laundry runs around the clock. With nearly 5,000 people generating uniforms and linens daily, the washing machines and dryers do not stop. Medical staff operate a full hospital facility on board, handling everything from routine checkups to emergency surgery. There is a dental clinic, a pharmacy, and a mental health team. Every department, engineering, aviation, weapons, supply, medical, communications, operates on its own schedule, but they all interlock. The reactor operators below the waterline keep the 2 nuclear reactors running and the ship moving. The boiler technicians maintain steam for various systems. The electricians keep the lights on and the electronics powered. The damage control teams stand ready for fire, flooding, or battle damage. None of it stops. The USS Gerald R. Ford is a floating city at war, and every one of its 4,600 residents has a job to do every single day until the ship returns to port.